A group of army officers in Guinea-Bissau say they have seized power and arrested the President Umaro Sissoco Embalo. A spokesman for the junta said the military had closed the border, imposed a curfew and suspended all of the institutions of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau. Now, this comes a day before the country was due to announce the results of a closely contested presidential election. Well, our correspondent, Amaka Okoye, is monitoring the situation from Lagos in Nigeria. Welcome, Amaka. What are you hearing?
That's right. Just today, this group of army officers who actually call themselves High Military Command for the Restoration of National Security and Public Order did say that they have taken over power and officially announcing, therefore, that there is a coup now in Guinea-Bissau. Of course, Guinea-Bissau has seen a couple of coups, attempted coups before, successful ones in the past. But now it is official, and as you did mention there, they have also suspended the electoral process. They have closed the land and sea border. They are now in control. But what is even more striking is the fact that they said they are going to be in control until further notice. Phil, this kind of brings to mind again the copycat situation where we see a country does one thing and is replicated by another. If we just talk about how, this Faso and in Mali, for instance, when we see democratically elected leaders being deposed. So again, this is what has happened in Guinea-Bissau this evening, and we don't know for how long that is going to be. As far as they know, they said they are going to hold on to power till further notice, Phil.
And what have these military officers said about why they have seized control of one of the poorest countries in the world?
I think their reasons is clear. In this case, they said exactly why they did that, because there is a plot to destabilize the nation already in place, according to them, by some politicians and drug baron. You may wonder, of course, why did they mention drug baron? Let's put it in context, for instance, for our audience. It's because this nation only recently, the UN named it as a narco state. So there is a high activity of drug, trafficking going on in the state. Of course, it's also a key transit, place for drugs from Latin America to Europe. So it does make sense why it is mentioned. So they said that there is this plan already, and that's why they've taken power. Remember the election that they just concluded, the election of Sunday. The now deposed president and his top challenger, Fernando Diaz, did kind of say, claim victory. And they also said that both of them exceeded the 50% for the threshold that is expected. And so there was not going to be a runoff. Clearly, there's already a tension. And so the military said this is why they have stepped in. But as we do know, as in most cases, whether they are going to, give back power and what happens next is just left, for us to see. And then that's the situation. And that's the clear reason for them why they have taken, over power and now in charge, if you like.
And what is known of the whereabouts of President Embalo and indeed his challenger?
Yeah, indeed, we don't know his whereabouts, but what we did know is that when this happened, he did inform certain media outfits that he has been deposed. He mentioned that it was also not forceful, but, he called it a coup. But, of course, the presidential palace is being heavily guarded and military deployed, so it's really now completely taken over. He also was arrested, but his interior minister was arrested as well, and so we don't know his whereabouts. But from his statement that he did release when he informed the media, he said it was not forceful.
OK, thank you for that. DW correspondent Amaka Okoye in Lagos, Nigeria.